to us. You'll give us those tips afterwards. Okay. During this last half of the program. Hello.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
This is Godwin calling from Douala.
You're welcome.
Yes, I wanted to find out if in case the mother of a child is not around, giving your child for a neighbor or to another woman to breastfeed, if the mother is infected, will that also infect the breast milk, or the breast milk remains pure? Thank you.
Thank you for your question. Yes, Doc.
Of course, if the mother is infected, this, the virus or whatever it is will be in the breast milk. That's why we say that when you use a surrogate to breastfeed the child, you have to make sure that the surrogate that you use is safe, healthy. So there's a check, there's an exams that you have to do, HIV, hepatitis. You know, if you go to the hospital, they will give you the basic exam that you have to give to do in order to avoid mother to child or neighbor to child transmission of the disease.
Doctor, we are taking another news break, and when we come back, you'll tell us more about the benefits of breastfeeding and the kind of support women need to increase breastfeeding. And we shall not leave out the tips for breastfeeding. Don't go away.
Sabroso.
The last half of SOS Doctor is starting, and today we are talking breastfeeding with Dr. Adidja AMANI. Doctor, before we went out, you were telling us about the benefits of breastfeeding. What are some of the other benefits?
Yes. The other benefits that we didn't mention, and that's really important, I think, is that breastfeeding can be used as a method of birth control called lactational amenorrhea method. Mm-hmm. But for it to happen, 3 conditions has to be fulfilled. First, the baby must be 6 months of age or younger. Mm-hmm. Second, you must fully breastfeed your infant. That means that baby only receive breast milk on demand, day and night. Not the interval between breastfeeding should be less than 4 hours. Mm-hmm. The third condition is that you must not have a period.
Some women don't menstruate when they are breastfeeding, and some do. Why?
When you menstruate, that means that you are not optimally breastfeeding.
And what does that mean?
In the first 6 months, we have to be precise.
So optimal breastfeeding, what does it mean? Break it down to us, please.
Optimal breastfeeding, that means feeding the baby
us. Break it down for us.
On demand, mm-hmm. Day and night. Mm-hmm. So you can't sleep from 11 p.m. to 6 p.m. when you optimally breastfeed. Okay. Third, you have the interval between breastfeeding should be no more than 4 hours. Okay. Ideally 2 hours, but leave even this interval that you are putting, it has to be on demand. All right. As soon as the baby wants. Yes. And when you apply that in the first 6 months, you will not have your period. And this is a contraceptive method that we call lactational amenorrhea.
Yeah, this one is coming from Job. What is the danger to the child if a husband is having sex while the child is breastfeeding? Is there any harm?
There is no danger. There is no relation between vagina and the breast. Mm-hmm. And this is, as we mentioned at the beginning of the show, that one of the beliefs that hamper the breastfeeding things. It has no relationship. Okay. Couples can have sex and still the baby.
Yeah, so what are the other benefits apart from the fact that it can be a means of birth control?
Yes, we already mentioned the colostrum, and we said it contains proteins, carbohydrates.
What is the colostrum again?
The colostrum is a milky fluid that comes from the breast the first few days after giving birth.
What makes it different from the ordinary breast milk?
Physically, that means on the appearance, is thicker, is yellowish in appearance.
Okay.
Yes.
Whereas ordinary breast milk is white.
White, yes, and lighter.
Okay.
So it's rich in proteins, carbohydrate, fats, vitamins, minerals, and a lot of antibodies.
Okay. So, which gives the baby immunity.
Exactly. That's why it's called the first vaccine.
I think every mother or every parent will want the baby to be healthy, and breastfeeding is the simplest, easiest, and cheapest means. I think that's what you're telling us.
Yeah.
Let's hear from someone else. Hello.
So, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
It's Tony from Bamenda.
You're welcome to the program.
Yes.
1 minute for your question, please.
If by misfortune, the biological mother, dies and abandons the baby, and there is a possibility of somebody who has to come up to breastfeed the baby, I think it will be quite very cautious indeed for that individual to go to the hospital.
Is that a question or a comment, Tony?
A comment, and be thoroughly screened.
Okay, I think the doctor said that you were not listening to us, Tony. Thank you very much. The doctor had already said that. We are working on time here. Yes, doctor, please, can you give us... you're done with the benefits. Tell us what kind of support do mothers need to be able to increase breastfeeding. That's exclusively breastfeeding their babies for 6 months.
The mother needs support from every member of the family, even at the level of the community. At the family level, the mom gets tired at times, so she will need to go to sleep, and so she will need somebody to take over from her. For the working mother, for example, in her office, I don't know here, maybe in CRTV, but in our building, our toilet cannot allow a working woman, a working mother to do hand expression of milk, which can impede the breastfeeding process. So I think even at the level of community government, we should think of having
we need a policy change.
Yes, lactating room for women who breastfeed, so that they can have a room to go and hand express, and with fridge where they can keep their milk. They need support from, we already said, the husband, which should be the biggest support, the other kids to help carry the baby, to the community at large, because
there are some people who not want to pull out their breasts in a public place because they think it's a private something which should not be seen. What kind of support can those women have to encourage them to continue to breastfeed their babies? Is there anything they can use to cover themselves in public while breastfeeding the baby?
Exactly. They can cover themselves if they are shy and they don't want to show their breast. And we are talking about support. Alice, I will tell you that we noticed that women who stopped breastfeeding were mostly influenced by their mother-in-law. Okay. Because the elderly women in the society will tell you, colostrum is not good, you cannot have sex, and when you have sex, you should stop. So they have the biggest influence on the breastfeeding practice.
Okay, and this one coming in. Good morning, doctor. Does the breast milk transmit disease from the mother to the child? I think you answered that. The answer you gave was, what did you say? Was it yes?
Yes, of course. Yeah.
And this one, again, my wife says her breast will fall flat if she breastfeed for long. Is it true that somebody writing to us from Aba in Menchum Division?
No.
No, the answer is no.
No, the answer is, it depends on the genetic, or it depends on the build-up. If your breasts are meant to fall when you have 25, whatever you are doing, they will fall. So
let's hear from someone else. Hello.
Hello, good morning once more.
Yes, good morning. Please, Tony, we don't have time. Ask your question.
Yeah, I want to find out from the doctor. if a mother, and this is what sometimes happens. Some mothers, for fear of being stigmatized by the public and by the family members, forcefully breastfeed the baby when they have been authorized not to breastfeed the baby. What do you think we can do with such mothers? Thank you.
The doctor doesn't quite understand your question, but I think you'll answer that. I'll try to explain what he means, and then let's hear from someone else. Hello.
Good morning, Ali.
Yes, good morning, Ali.
Good morning to our doctor.
Good morning.
Thank you very much. Let me digress a bit. You know, since we are talking about breastfeeding, there are some adults who breastfeed. I mean, those husbands who take delight in sucking their wife's breast. How does that affect the policy? I mean, how does it have any effect on the wife's health? And can that provoke the flowing of milk? Thank you.
All right. Let's attempt at an answer to Tony's question. If a woman is told that it's unhealthy for her to breastfeed the baby, there are some risks involved. Let her not breastfeed the baby, and the woman goes ahead and does it. What should be done to that woman, or what advice do you have to such a woman?
Well, the woman has to consider the effect, the consequences on her baby health. If she has been warned or advised not to breastfeed, there should be for a specific reason, and I think that she should confirm or abide by the medical recommendation.
Okay, and Ellie wants to know whether there is an effect of the adult breastfeeder sucking the breast all the time. Is there an effect on the breast flow, or is there an effect on the health of the mother?
Actually, sucking will increase the flow. It's a way of maintaining the milk supply. I take an example at the beginning of the show of this husband who was sucking his wife. Yeah, and she was always, the boobs was so big, you think that she was breastfeeding a baby, but why it was the husband that was doing it. It has no harm effect, but
it will make the breast to flow.
Exactly.
SOS Doctor, national station of the CRTV. Tell us, a woman who has twins and cannot satisfy these twins with breast milk, what should she do?
Either even if you have twins,
the breasts are two, right?
Exactly. You can
they may not be sufficient for the two babies.
No, they will be very sufficient. One thing that mother needs to understand once for good is that the more the baby suck, the more the supply, the more the milk is produced. Mm-hmm. It's like a toilet. When you flush, as soon as you flush, there's
water
getting.
Mm-hmm.
And the more you breastfeed, the more the milk supply will increase. So there's not such a thing as insufficient milk, except in some medical condition that we are not talking about.
Are there certain foods or drinks that you should take to increase the flow of breast milk?
There, in the scientific literature, there are some tea and some food that have
Buffords,
that
palm wine,
said to
Buffords.
no alcohol at all. No alcohol. Alcohol is forbidden because it'll pass through the
baby.
Mm-hmm. But however, these foods or drinks are controversial. It's not everybody do not agree with.
Are there food supplements that you can take?
It's the same thing.
Okay.
There are some who say yes, some it's controversial. There's not one agreed. But for me, I think the best way of keeping the
milk to flow
exactly is sucking and eat well, be hydrated. And if you are hydrated, you eat well, and not just 3 times as other adults, but you need to have 1 or 2 snacks in between, because the fact that you produce milk make you spend more energy. You need to eat 4 to 5 times instead of 3 times only, and the fact that the baby suck every time on demand, day and night, will keep the milk
flowing. Yeah, if I remember, you said somewhere along the line that you may be putting your baby on the breast, but the baby is not getting sufficient milk because you don't know how to hold the baby. Maybe the position is not right. Give us some useful tips about breastfeeding. What can help a mother to breastfeed the baby efficiently?
Okay, some advice to mom. First, I think mom should breastfeed on demand first, both day and night, 8 to 12 times per day. That will help build the breast milk supply. The second tip is that more suckling with good attachment or latch makes more breast milk. And mother needs to know how to position themselves.
What did you say again?
First, latch or attachment or position.
Position.
Yes, the fact that the baby we call it latch, yes, or attachment, as you prefer, depending on British or American English. So you need first to sit straight and be relaxed. You don't go forward to give the breast to the baby. You don't lean forward. No, that's not a good position. You have to bring the baby to you. And there's a position and the other thing that we notice that women, the way they hold the breast, they hold it in a scissors way.
Between two fingers.
Between two fingers, which impedes the flow of the milk.
So what's the best position?
The best position is to put the 4 fingers from the index to the pinky on the lower part and just put
the thumb
on the top, and it has to be well above the oral,
the black part.
The black part, exactly. You understand exactly. And you have to bring the baby to you and sit straight, not lean or bend, because you
sit straight.
Exactly. And you study, and if you do that, you avoid nipple cracks and nipple soreness.
Okay, this one coming in. Doctor, is it advisable to warm breast milk that has been stored in a fridge before giving to the baby?
Yes, that's how you store for working women or economically active women. That's what we recommend, or for women who travel a lot. So hand press, keep the milk in the fridge. It can stay at the room temperature for 8 hours without any problem. And in the fridge, in the back of the fridge, it can stay for 72 hours without any problem. And when you want to give it to the baby, remove it maybe 15 minutes before so that it can get to the room temperature.
You don't put it on fire or in the microwave?
No, if you want to warm it, boil some water and then put the cup containing the milk inside the boiled water that you just removed from the fryer.
Okay, this one, good morning, doctor. I want to know if an ill-suckled baby will have bad consequences on the brain. I mean, does it affect the IQ of a baby? A baby who is not well breastfed, will see the person not be intelligent? Will it play on the child's intelligence?
Definitely. There are many studies who have shown that, and we've said when we are listing the benefits that breastfeeding has a positive impact on sensory and cognitive development. I mean, this is just a technical word to say.
To say that it works on the brain to improve the functioning of the brain.
Exactly.
This one, please, when having sex with a breastfeeding mother, should it be protected? It's coming from Chang.
It's really important to have protected sex, because even the lactational amenorrhea method that we have mentioned does only protect on 98%. So after 6 months, the mother need to have another contraception method. Either condoms, and even before the mother leaves the hospital, she should already have a conversation with the healthcare workers on what method she should use, at least not to be pregnant in the next 2 years. Okay,
this last one, doctor. What are the advantages of having sex during pregnancy? Are there any advantages to the mother? You are not a sex expert here.